One of the downsides of mask wearing is that you can't really fully tell who people are, and sometimes you confuse some people. That's happened to me, right? You don't, like, you thought someone you may have known, and like, it's harder to tell when they have the mask on. So we can neither confirm nor deny that this is what Krysten Sinema was doing when she was away from Congress recently. It's not her, but it is a teacher in California, Riverside, California, who chose to teach her math class in this way. A trigger warning. I know that a lot of indigenous people might be upset by this. It's also insane. She's trying to be a real life Mr. G, I guess. And I know that apparently an indigenous person, kid in the class, filmed this and was very offended by it. I don't have much more to add. Just watch this and prepare to cringe.
Hawks. Is that right? What that is? Okay. Soh-Cah-Toa. 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 And eventually.
She's still going, huh?
Yeah.
She got more.
And I get all of my feathers.
No, there's a second video where she stands on a table at some point.
I haven't actually watched the full video with sound on, but there are a lot of there's multiple clips. This was the entire 50-minute class. Most classes are longer than 50 minutes now. It seems like this was the entire lesson on geometry, I guess.
Yeah, so Soh-Cah-Toa is like sine, cosine, tangent, how you remember it, like sine,
Yes.
opposite, that sort of stuff. But I learned that. I did not learn
learned it too.
Way.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Common Core changed all sorts of curriculums. It's crazy how things have changed since I learned math.
That's what I'm confused about. Is this critical race theory? Because I keep hearing that critical race theory tells teachers to teach kids to be racist, and this looks an awful lot like that attempt right there.
The thing is, though, you would never forget Soh-Cah-Toa if that happened to you. So I mean, who's against education now?
No, this isn't critical race theory. This is just American history. That's
I think we should learn how to combine more pedagogy with racial attacks. It might be really good for learning the learning experience.
Yeah,
Listen,
they'll never forget it, as you say, right?
Right. Yeah, I
Skits are
get trying to
important
right. I get how it's important to inspire kids and create ways to make sure they remember things. But this there's a point where I think you just go, A, I shouldn't do this, but then B, now that I've done it, I think I've gone on long enough. I mean, at what point does she realize?
Hold on. We got to show the second. She keeps going and stands on a desk. Bradley, it's the second. It's the second video in this tweet, but yeah, Bradley's looking for it right now. I mean, I don't know. Again, I keep thinking about Mr. G from Summer Heights High in this situation. Very, very similar vibes, except maybe she's having a psychotic break at the same time. It's really hard to know.
This is why we need things not CRT properly, exactly, but racial and cultural sensitivity training in schools. Clearly we're not doing enough of that. What an amazing example of just imagine if someone dressed. I'm trying to think of a counterexample that would be the CRT would go viral for the anti-CRT folks, and it's honestly very difficult. If maybe Soh-Cah-Toa was some sort of shekel thing, and you dressed up as some sort of anti-Semitic cartoon.
You're right.
Then maybe people would understand. But even then, I feel like the anti-CRT people would probably like it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly this. They're this is the real American history I know.
I just don't know how you come up with this lesson plan. It's I don't know how it happened. It just seems odd, to be honest. You can get math lesson plans online that if you don't want to come up with your own, but they have, it wasn't even a song. I'm sure there are songs about Soh-Cah-Toa that you could learn. It's not really anything but her chanting it over and over again.
I know, but okay, then I know I'm subjecting the audience to this kind of horror, but the point where she stands on the desk is something out of a movie.
Dead Poet Society, or is it a different movie?
Yeah, it's obviously there's gonna be swelling music in the background. It's so inspiring. No, that's not it.
Jesus. You want their heads down on their desk. Yeah, this is like a...
Oh my God, what's going on here? the thing is, that first clip you watched, there were like a smattering of laughter.
All right, we're good, yeah.
Like a smattering of laughter. Like there was a point where like there were some kids
well,
who
they're
were just like,
uncomfortable.
right. But no, but this second video, they're not even like humoring her anymore. They're just like, I can't believe she's still doing this.
Yeah.
He's got his head down on his desk like he's taking a nap.
Right. Well, the point is that I mean, the narcissism of it too. Put aside, of course, the insane racism and like insensitivity. The idea that you have that little self-awareness, that you think that this is what the students want to watch. It's more just an exercise in your own, like, look at me, look at me, look at me. That's why I made the joke about cinema, right? Like having to put yourself at the center of everything, and it doesn't really matter how everybody else responds. Plus the funky pants, totally a cinema outfit.
Yeah.
We don't know where she was last week. She's still not disclosing it.
This person needs to get help, I think. Because that is, I mean, well, one, I mean, not that it's like completely unexpected given American culture, like, right? She's an exponent of, but to do that and to jump on desks and to shriek around like that, I would not want my children to be taught by that person.
I'll say she doesn't look like she's like, in her early 20s or something. So she doesn't look like a new teacher, which means this probably has been the lesson plan for a number of years if she's been teaching math class for more than 1 year. So I would love to know how long this charade has been going on. It seems quite crazy.
Yeah. More majority report wardrobe coordinator. Imagine trying to teach people about right triangles and being this obtuse. Math joke. Illuminati kids. I'm 34 and can confirm the math teacher in my rural area school also likened the Soh-Cah-Toa thing to a Native American chant. I thought it would have gone by the wayside by now, but obviously they just added sick dance moves to it.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I learned it too, right? In I guess early 2000s. But it wasn't like they added like 3 whole verses to it since then. Like it was like a throwaway comment that teachers, mentioned back then. It's like, oh, okay, I kind of see that kind of convention, but I've never seen like a whole dance routine added to it. But I mean, you also can't honestly rule out the idea that this is some sort of effort to get canceled or something, which happens all the time now. Like someone wants to actively make a stand at their job about PC culture or whatever, and then they do something, I want to say like this, because this is a little bit out there. And, and then we have to read a blog post about how this person was like unfairly like chastised or whatever for like what is essentially taking up a 50-minute class period with what is an odd, if not offensive chant.
If you guys are wondering what what next week's interview is in Barry Weiss's Substack, I got.
That's the only one I read, because that's the only one that has like any kind of humor attached to it, where it's just like stories about people being convinced to take like principled stances for like being able to chant Soh-Cah-Toa in a math class, when in reality it's just like don't, there's no principle behind that. Just like don't do it.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I just learned it as it sounds like a Native American name like Pocahontas, and that was that. There was no chanting. There was no additional. There wasn't a whole theatrical thing. It was just Soh-Cah-Toa. It sounds like a Native name, doesn't it? That's how you remember it. That's what I was told when I was a kid.
I don't think I was told about it at all, like in relation to.
And in North Dakota, I would have figured we would have taught it like that.